you're watching this video, congratulations, you've been invited to Rookie Push Championships. There's two official ways to get this invitation. Either you attended Next Olympic Hopeful, which has been going on for the past 3 years. If you're coming from Next Olympic Hopeful, obviously the winner of this competition gets an invitation, and there might be a few people that the coaches have been looking at from this competition that might invite you to say, hey, you showed an aptitude, or we might be interested in seeing what you got. Come out to Lake Placid for Rookie Push Championships. And if you don't go that route, there's the other route, the route that I came from before Next Olympic Hopeful was a thing. It's the combine testing. It's a recruit testing system that the coaches are looking for specific numbers to see who has the aptitude to actually translate this type of power and explosiveness to a sled. So, if you got the invitation, hit the numbers the coach is looking for. Good job. So here, this video, I'm going to share some things, some insights that I believe will be important for you to be successful during this trip. Now, typically, the Rookie Push Championships is scheduled for early fall, mid-late September, possibly early October, depending on scheduling. Don't hold me to that, because obviously, things change. So wherever you're coming from across the country, you're going to book your flight to Albany. From Albany, there's going to be a shuttle that's going to take you up to Lake Placid. It's about a 2-hour drive via shuttle from the airport. Once you get there, you're going to check in, get your room assignment. You're probably going to have a roommate. It's like college. Going to college and making a new friend in your dorm. You're going to have a few meetings that are talking about like what the expectations are, what you're going to be doing, and blah, 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 blah. But before you get there, here's some tips you need to think about and consider. Number one, you're going to want to travel light. And I'm not just talking simply about your suitcase. While that is actually really nice, because enjoy it now, because later on, if you do continue sliding, you're going to find out how heavy stuff can possibly get. Traveling light in the physical sense, obviously don't bring a whole bunch of stuff you don't need. You're also going to work out. Hopefully, you're going to have access to the gym. There's going to be the trainer there, sports med. So anything that you need as an athlete, your lifting shoes, your gloves, workout clothes, attire, bands, rollers, all that stuff. Anything that you need as an athlete, bring that with you. This is a week-long camp, so you're not moving in. So don't treat it like that. But it's a competition, so you need to put yourself in a position where you're going to do your best. And by doing your best, it means doing what your normal routine is. You don't want to break your routine here because you want to set yourself up for success in this competition. Traveling light emotionally and mentally. Now, this is a sport, or sports, bobsled and skeleton, that is not widely known. You can watch some clips on YouTube, you can look at the Olympic Games in the past years and see what it was all about, what happened, and yeah, it looks different than most sports you've been in. You probably never even heard of it. I didn't hear about it until 2010. So, expectation is like, what am I supposed to do here? What the coach is looking for? Don't worry about it. They're going to explain it to you. The biggest thing is don't sweat it. Come in with an open mind and just roll from there. Now, I will say this outright. Bobsled, if you watch any of the videos of athletes that are pushing a bobsled, they're typically very large human beings. And people who typically do skeleton are more of a slight build or, maybe a little on the smaller side. I'm 5'3.5". 133, 35 pounds. I originally went for bobsled, but they said I would probably do better in skeleton, so I made that switch. So I've never actually pushed a bobsled on ice. So the coaches are going to have their inclination of what they want you to do. Obviously, during this camp, you can try both. But if you're a huge guy with big shoulders, big arms, big legs, your best bet's going to be bobsled unless you can magically slim down. Not saying it's not possible, but it would take a lot of work. So come in with open mind. If the coaches do have you focus on one over the other, don't take offense to it. It's nothing personal. It's just they want to see you be successful in whichever category is best suited for you. Pushing a sled. At the end of it, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be hella awkward because it's not something you normally do. Now, unless you go to the grocery store and you're just pushing a grocery cart for the fun of it, that's the closest I can relate to that for you. Unless you're, I guess, pushing a wheelbarrow, but not many people push a wheelbarrow. Again, this is going to be something that's awkward for everyone there. So don't feel awkward or embarrassed because you look weird, or you look like you don't know what you're doing, or you look like Bambi. At the end of the day, pushing a bobsled, trying to generate a lot of power in a very stationary position and move something very heavy. Now, the sled you're going to be pushing is not an actual bobsled. This sled is, first of all, you can see it's transparent. You can see through it. So it's obviously not as heavy as a normal one's going to be. Which is why bobsledders have to be strong. They have to be really strong because whether it's a 2-man or a 4-man, you're pushing a very, very heavy object. Skeleton is a single person, single rider. For me, my sled is about 80 pounds. Now, This sled on the push track is not going to be 80 pounds. The difference is you're running bent over, which is very awkward for people who've never done it before. Now, there's certain sports that translate a lot better and are a little more inclined to be able to make that transition, and that's great for them. But obviously, not every sport makes that transition as easy. So don't get all like caught up in your feelings and embarrassed because you look weird doing this or it doesn't feel right. It's going to take time. It takes hundreds of reps to get it, and the more important thing is to be comfortable. There's no really a correct way to push a skeleton sled because everybody's body type is different, everyone's style is different, but the biggest thing is you want to be comfortable. You're not going to be comfortable in a week. You're going to get as comfortable as possible in a week and move on from there. Don't stress. I cannot stress this enough. Don't stress. You are here because the coaches saw something in you that said, hey, this person or this athlete might be able to push a sled, bobsled or skeleton, whichever one. And from that standpoint, don't judge yourself too much. Don't be too harsh to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're doing something very new, and it's not expected that you're going to magically click. Now, some people make this transition a lot quicker than others, but again, don't sweat it. Just like any other sport, it takes time. It takes time. It takes, reps. It's going to take time. Just take a moment and reflect. There are a lot of people that come out to these combines across the country to, get looked at by the coaches, the recruiting coaches, and try to, get this opportunity. There's a lot of people that go out and apply to Next Olympic Hopeful. From that pool, get selected to go on Next Olympic Hopeful, and then from there get selected at, well, obviously there's only one winner, but, that actually are looked at from this pool of all this talent and are saying, hey, you might have what it takes to do what we need you to do. So just take this opportunity to thank the coaches, thank the staff at the OTC, and just thank the admins that you might bump into if you do see any of them for the opportunity, because depending on what happens here, obviously there can only be one winner. It's a competition. It is what it is. So they do name top 3 finishes. Whatever it is or whatever happens, just be grateful for the opportunity, because it's something you never would have done unless you tried it. Things to remember to bring. It's a scouting camp. Most likely you have a track and field background, majority of you guys, or you've done football and you've done a combine, so you've had to sprint. Most likely you have some kind of spike. When you come into Lake Placid for your Rookie Push Championship competition, you're going to want to bring some spikes. You don't want to go out and buy brand new top-of-the-line spikes here. You want to bring some spikes that you've had and are kind of worn and you just wear it for training. Don't go out and buy a $100, $200 pair of spikes. You don't need it, not necessary, overkill. At the end of the day, you're going to be pushing a sled, you're going to be possibly dragging your toes, or who knows? Who knows what's going to happen because you're doing something awkward and you've never done it before. So don't go out and buy these expensive-ass shoes just to ruin them. You're going to do that later. Go to Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, go to any of these discount stores, or go online and order you some shoes. I got these at Ross for $10. Granted, these are a little big for me. I wear a men's 7, these are an 8, so they're a little large. But if you're just trying to get it in, just need something to bring with you, go for it. Don't bring in some busted spikes that have holes. You need something. You need something with grip and traction. Don't get fancy with the whole Christmas tree, whatever. Just get some regular 1/4-inch spikes. Get out there, have fun. That's the biggest thing, is have fun. If you're not having fun pushing a sled, what are you doing? It's literally like a childhood dream. Just going out and playing on a sled. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Skeleton 101. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can definitely leave a message in the comments below or reach out to me on social media and send me a DM. This is definitely an open line of communication. I want you to be successful, or if you just have any questions about skeleton, slider or not, let me know. I will be happy to answer them to the best of my abilities, and if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer for you. All this advice and this experience that I'm sharing, I share out of love because I want you to do well and I want you to have a great experience here. Again, much love, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more episodes.